I've seen a lot of people have trouble learning Morty and understanding his kit, so I figured I'd just make a basic guide for Morty. I'll start off with the perks that I normally use. I normally use that's flammable, I'll take that, and ice to beat you. This one right here, I'll take that. I'm pretty sure this is going to get nerfed in the next patch, but for right now, it's still pretty good. We'll start off with what you want to be doing in neutral. So I've noticed Morty, oftentimes, he kind of has a little bit of trouble approaching. But this move right here, forward air, is very, very good. You can combo with forward air. You can combo into forward air from things like your blaster. But in general, in neutral, some things that you want to keep in mind is the grenades, whenever you hit them, they have an active hitbox. Anytime you see the little aura on the grenade, it has an active hitbox on it. Another thing you want to keep in mind is this move right here is it counts as a projectile, and you can combo into it and out of it. But something useful that you can do with this move, since it counts as a projectile, is a lot of projectiles you can just stop. You can just stop them, break them, whatever. So that's one other use that the side special has on the ground. Another thing to keep in mind with Morty is this up special. So obviously this up special is probably one of the best recovery moves in the game, but it has an extremely long cooldown. So generally with Morty, you want to be recovering with the side special. You can use it twice in the air, or you're supposed to be able to use it twice in the air. That's very strange. Maybe it's a thing with the lab. You're supposed to be able to use it twice in the air, but it's not letting me. I have no idea what's going on with that. But yeah, you can use the side special twice in the air. Apparently in the lab, it won't let you do it twice in a row. But you can absolutely use the side special twice in a row. I guess in the lab you got to use a move between it. I don't know if that's going to be a thing in the next patch or not, but regardless, you typically want to be recovering with the side special. You only really want to use the up special as a recovery as like you're way out here and you just want to have all your options back, because even with things like the I'll take that perk, even with like cooldown reduction perks, it takes a very long time for the up special to come back. Hey, just a quick heads up, about 80 to 90% of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed, so if you're enjoying this content, make sure to hit like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. It's free, and honestly, it's the best way to support the channel. We're super close to 500 subscribers, so if we could hit that, that would be pretty incredible. But regardless, let's get back to the video. Another way you can try to use the up special is aggressively or in combos. I haven't found anything super consistent with it quite yet, but the option is there. What I would probably recommend most of all, if you're trying to combo with it, is instead of doing it from the stage, trying to catch somebody who's recovering or coming back. Say if you get somebody around, I don't know, like 50-60%, they're off stage, they're trying to come back. If you just happen to catch them with the up special or get above them while the up special's under them. Sorry, my dog's playing with a toy. You can kill really early with either down air or up air, or any combo of the two. Another thing that I don't see people using enough, especially in 2v2, is his down special. So the thing about his down special is it's very complex. There's a lot of moving parts to the down special. In 2v2, it's a super important tool to save your teammate. So anytime the game thinks your teammate is in danger of being wrung out, it will bring them to you, like to Morty. And I definitely don't see enough people doing that online. I play a lot of online 2v2s with randoms. Like if you looked at all of my like rankings for my characters, my 2v2 rankings are like way lower than the rest of my characters, just because I play with like random teammates all the time. And anytime I have a Morty, I am almost assuredly not going to get saved by their down special. They're not gonna, for some reason, nobody seems to want to use it. I think it's because it seems to pull teammates to you whenever they're not in danger at all sometimes. But in a 2v2 environment, at least, I think that you should just be saving it exclusively for your teammate. In 1v1s, however, though, you can use it as a combo tool. You can set it up, get people over there, hit them with the down, or hit them with the second hit of the down special, and it leaves a grenade. You'll notice it takes away one of the counts of your grenade. But one cool thing about it is if your grenades are all on cooldown anyways and you use it, it'll still leave the grenade there. You don't have to worry about having your grenades off cooldown for the grenade effect to apply to the down special. But the thing is that if all of your grenades are off cooldown, it will take one. I don't know if this is intended or if this will get fixed, but as of right now, it will take one. Another cool thing you can do with this down special is if you happen to end it around where the hitbox will come out, it'll knock the grenade up and the grenade will have an active hitbox. Because like I said earlier, anytime there's an aura on the grenade, it has an active hitbox. And this is another thing I don't see enough people doing. You can just toss the grenade out. You can think of it kind of like, for any of you guys that play Smash, think of it kind of like a Wii Fit header ball, except it cannot hit you back. That's one way to think about it. Onto some other basic stuff with Morty. I see a lot of people having trouble killing with Morty. This is the main kill confirm that every Morty is going to use. Blaster into down air. You'll see a lot of people go for like blaster, down air, up air. And the reason is it's because that is a combo that works at every single %. If you have the ignite perk on, it gives you almost 30 damage. But another thing about it is the down air will kill way earlier than the up air will. Let's just put him at 130. Up air probably won't kill here, but down air definitely will. So that's one mistake I see a lot of people making. They always want to combo down air into the up air, but if they're at kill %, there's no reason whatsoever to go for the up air. The up air is a good kill move, but in terms of, you know, if trying to kill somebody that's on stage, down air is 100% going to be your go-to option. You can get kills with, say, like the hammer. Since it doesn't combo into itself, though, you're gonna have to rely on reads, which, you know, in a game this fast-paced, you don't really want to rely on reads. You know, consistency is the most important thing when it comes to like nailing your confirms, nailing your combos, nailing your game plan in general. So when it comes to getting kills and stuff, you're pretty much always going to want to try. You're going to want to try to fish for the combos into down air. Those being side special down air, blaster down air, which if you're far away, you have to dodge jump in. And there are some niche cases where you can, say, hit like a grenade into down air, but those are harder to do at kill % because they're generally going to be like from above like that. You know, those are really niche, and I haven't really practiced setting those up. So, but they're there. Low % combos, I already mentioned this when talking about the kill confirms, but low % stuff, you know, you're going to see a lot of people go for blaster, down air, up air. There are some really good extensions to that, and you don't have to rely on just landing blaster or neutral. Because the thing with blaster is wherever you're facing, it's going to shoot that way, even if you hold the other direction. Because you can walk around with blaster. So sometimes it can be hard to face the direction you want in the heat of the moment. But there are some good extensions that you can do, like forward air blaster. You can do forward air blaster. You can do jab blaster. You can do forward air into jab blaster. There's all kinds of stuff you can do. And the blaster, like I've mentioned already, that's a really big combo opener for Morty. He can get pretty much anything off of it. Side special is another one. You can get pretty much anything off of it. The issue with side special is the opponent can be launched both ways. So they can be launched forward or backward, depending on which side of the projectile you hit them with. But it can be useful for things like that, where you're not only hitting them, but you're also splitting a grenade, and you can get extra damage off of that. Like, I didn't even finish the combo, still got 30, which is about what you would get from a good blaster combo in neutral. Another thing I see a lot of people not really doing right is using the whip. So the thing with the whip is you can move left or right while using the whip, and the whip, if you hit the tipper of it, has a tether mechanic that pulls you to the opponent. What this means is, even at high percents, I'll put them at a pretty high percent. What this means is that even at high percents, you can get combos. Well, if you space it properly. What this means is that even at high percents, you can get combos into kill moves like down air. And you don't need to rely on the blaster. If I was like 5% higher, that would have killed. But just as an aside, so say someone's off stage, you don't really want to chase, you can just throw the whip out there, since you can retreat while doing the whip. Even if you don't hit the tipper of the whip, it still does damage, it still does knockback, and actually at a lot of percents you can still combo out of the whip if you don't hit the tipper. You can get a short hop forward air in there. Sometimes you can get a down air, sometimes you can get an up air. Anytime you get a down air, of course, you can get up air after that, because that's just how it works. You'll notice right there, down air, up air killed whenever down air wouldn't. That's because 120 with Shaggy is not down air kill percent. Anytime the opponent's not at kill percent, up air is fine to go for after down air. If anything, it's optimal to go for after down air if they're not at kill percent. If they are at kill percent, we'll say like on average like 130 plus, just go for down air. Just go for down air. This is something that pretty much everybody's already doing, but the projectile, after you shoot a grenade, after you shoot a grenade with your blaster, the projectile that comes out does knockback. Unlike whenever it's on cooldown and you just do that and it does the 3 damage. So, pretty useful thing that you can do with this is, if you want to shoot, say if you want to shoot straight at an opponent but you're not straight with them, if there's 2 grenades on stage, it'll always chase the grenades. So you can, it has a limited range, which I haven't quite figured out yet, but having 2 grenades on stage is always pretty nice. If you can afford to, that is. But having 2 grenades on stage is always a good way to guarantee that you have at least one line of fire towards the opponent. Even if they're like right next to each other, it makes it to where whenever the blaster bullet passes through, it comes out directly sideways, because the path that it's taking is from one grenade to the next, rather than bouncing off the ground or chasing a grenade and then going in a straight line after that. So if you ever want to shoot in a straight line but you're not in a straight line with your opponent, having 2 grenades next to each other is the optimal way to do it. You can either have them right next to each other, you can have them far away. It doesn't matter, because like I said, it always goes from one grenade to the next. Another thing I see a lot of people doing is going from like down air into the snakes, which is a good idea for the most part. I just find that the consistency that you get from using the neutral blaster is a lot more valuable to me than the angle that the up snakes send at. Personally, I prefer to use the snakes from the up attack. I prefer to use those as an edge guard rather than comboing into them, especially because a lot of my game plan with Morty, at least, is to get the projectile perks to activate. So having the consistency with the neutral blaster, to me, feels a lot better. It matters a lot more. And another thing I see people doing a lot is just straight up using all their grenades at once. While this definitely can be a good option, especially to get kills, the problem is, you know, oftentimes whenever you're trying to set that up, people aren't just going to sit there and let you chuck out all 3. Think about how much time this takes to chuck out all 3 and then split them. That's only something you're really going to be able to do if the opponent is off stage, or say if it's like a Shaggy and they're doing the thing where they run away and charge. Like, that's the only time you're really going to be able to do that, is if you're in advantage or the opponent is running away. Not to say that it's not a good idea, but it's an even better idea to have your cooldowns ready. But you'll see, even like that, even if you have multiple grenades out, even just hitting somebody with multiple grenades is typically going to do more for you than having them all out and split. But like I said, it can definitely be a good option. You can get kills off of it. You can get combos off of it. You can get combos off of any of Morty's projectiles, basically, and you can also combo into them. I just felt like it was kind of necessary to make this because I saw a lot of people not really using his kit at all. Another thing is with his side special, this portal that comes out, I don't see enough people using it. The portal makes all projectiles that go through it faster. So like you can do some crazy stuff. You can really launch these grenades, for example. You know, you could get blaster combos from way further away because they go faster. You can even just get these little baby shots off way easier just because of how much faster they go. So any use that you could have for your projectiles, going through the portal makes them that much better. But you can kind of use the portal as a control point since all of your projectiles are going to go through faster. It's a lot harder for someone to react, and in fact there's a lot of situations where if the portal's out and you're actually using it, it makes certain things unreactable, like like the blaster shot itself. Tell me you're going to react to that, you know what I mean? Like, if you know it's coming, obviously you can avoid it, but it's a lot different reacting to that than to reacting to something like this. You know what I mean? Plus, because of the way a lot of the projectiles in this game are coded to work, the distance that they travel isn't a set distance. It's based off frame data. So whenever you have a projectile that's going faster, that means the projectile goes farther as well. So we'll do it from the very edge of the stage. There's no chance this reaches Shaggy from over here. In fact, it only reaches to that dark gray line right before the center. Now, if I go to the same spot, I use my portal, even if it's out that far, and I shoot, look how much further it goes. It goes an entire 2 big blocks further. It goes to that gray line after the center. Like that's a whole like 4 character links longer distance of attack than if you just shoot it normally. Like even from here, there's no chance that this reaches Shaggy, but with the portal there, it reaches just fine. So that's something else to keep in mind that I don't see enough people using. And in 1v1 situations, I know I should have probably brought this up when I was talking about it, but the down special in 1v1s, you don't necessarily have to use it to combo. You don't necessarily have to use it to come back to stage. You don't necessarily have to use it to get a free grenade when you're out of grenades. It heals you quite a bit. It heals you for 7. It has a really long cooldown on it, so it's not good to just spam it or anything. But especially if you're not comfortable with doing the combos or anything like that, just remember to, on occasion, just use it. Just, you can throw it out while you're in the middle of a combo or whatever. I think you can even do it while you're in hit stun. Let me check. All right, you can't set it out while you're in hit stun, but what you can do is you can teleport back to it while you're in hit stun. So say you're taking a combo that's not like a crazy amount of damage or anything, you can heal pretty much the whole thing. You can heal pretty much the whole thing just from activating the down special. So right there, I couldn't do it because I bounced off the ground. But if the timer runs out, it'll automatically pull you, even if you're in a situation like that where you're bouncing off the ground. Just something to keep in mind, because I don't see enough people using it, even though it has a lot of utility. You can use it as a combo extension. You can use it as a free grenade. You can use it as a heal. You can use it as a positioning tool. There's just a lot to remember with Morty in general. The only move I think is also important that I didn't go over is Plumbus. And the reason I didn't really go over it is because there's so much startup on Plumbus that oftentimes you're not really going to be able to use it unless you use the tap variation. So there's the hold variation where you can move around with it, and there's the tap that comes out pretty quickly but has a really, really small hitbox. And the reason I say that this move is even important in the first place is because it's Morty's... Other than Blaster, this is Morty's only dodge cancelable attack. So he can get a lot of combos off of this. The problem is how difficult it is to land as a move anyways. If you get the hold version, it's a lot easier of a move to hit. It'll pretty much always send behind him. If you get the tap variation, they'll go forward instead of behind. Yeah, if you get the hold variation, you can dodge cancel and they'll always go behind you, I'm pretty sure. And if you get the tap variation, if you're holding forward, you're going to go pretty far forward, just as a heads up. So you're not going to be getting it off a jab the same way you might be getting like Blaster off of jab. But you can get it off of Blaster itself. So you could like do things like that. I don't really see a lot of people going for stuff like that, probably because of how inconsistent it feels to land the Plumbus. But it is important to note that being one of his only dodge cancelable attacks, at least labbing out situations where you can go for it, I think is important. All in all, this isn't meant to be like, oh, these are the exact combos you should go for, or this is the exact game plan you should go for. This is more or less just to show off the basics of what Morty can do. For anyone who says he has trouble killing, Blaster down air. That's all he needs. I'm not even joking. That's all he needs. Because as much range as Blaster has, you can combo off of Blaster at any range. Like even right up close, you can get the Blaster combos. This is more or less just to be like, hey, if you're interested in playing Morty, use these tools more. If you are having trouble killing with Morty, not even joking, just Blaster down air. That's all you really need. You'll see a lot of people go for like forward air down air, and that is a good combo, especially off stage. That's a good combo. It's just I feel like more people should be going for Blaster as either a combo opener or a combo extension to get their kills. Just because of how easy it is to combo off of it. Like at long distance, you just dodge jump in. You can pretty consistently get it. At close distance, you can just jump. You can combo into it. Like I said, you can combo into it out of a lot of stuff. But this is more meant to just be like, oh, hey, I'm not seeing enough people using the good options that Morty has, not just in neutral, but to get their kills. I see a lot of people complain that they can't get kills with Morty. And that is probably the main way that you should be getting kills with Morty is Blaster down air or even side special down air. But I hope this was helpful for anyone. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. If there's any other characters that you would want me to make a similar guide like this, like not going too in depth about very specific stuff, but saying their basic game plan, their basic kill confirms, and basic combos that they might want to go for, feel free to let me know. I have pretty good character knowledge of a lot of the cast, if not all of the cast, so if there's any characters that you guys have any questions about or want me to make a really basic guide like this for, just let me know, and I'd be more than happy to make that for you.